Hi guys, welcome back. You might remember this from the previous episode, and basically it's just a tube attachment that has a little drill battery pack on the top and a little electric motor here and a speed controller here. And so we did a demonstration on how to build this and then went and tested it out, and it turned out pretty awesome. But one of the comments was, wouldn't it be cool to have two motors? And I happen to agree with that commenter. So in this episode, we are going to be building one with two motors for twice as much power, hopefully, and twice as much fun. So the electronics for the twin motor setup is going to be pretty much the same as the single motor, just we're going to use the same style battery receiver for a drill battery. We're going to use the same ESCs, just two of them. And we're going to use two motors, and one of them is clockwise and one of them spins counterclockwise. So the blades are different. Is it going to matter much? It probably doesn't, but that's what we're doing anyways. To connect all of our wiring, we're using bullet connectors here. I think these are 4mm. So we're adding all females on each of the ESCs, and then we'll do males on the motors. So we're just using a board with a couple of holes drilled in it here. And just fill in this little pocket here with solder. Let it get hot. Hold it till it stops moving. And then just repeat the process 20 something more times. For the wiring, we have everything kind of roughed in. We have our two motors here, and we ended up adding, I think, 22 inches of wire to these just to bring the ESCs up into the handle farther. So we have these soldered in here. So we have the green wires running to this one and the red wires running to this ESC. And then for the controls, what we ran is the 3 wires on each ESC to a Y splitter to a rheostat here, and we just rewired that from the original ESC. And then splitting off, we have our 2 red wires going to the 1 red wire, and our 2 black wires here going to the 1 black wire. So let's plug in a battery and see if we start a fire. Not yet. Awesome. Works. So this build pretty much works on the same principle. We're going to have a piece of plastic going in here, but we found a way to get rid of the piece of wood. And we also changed out a 90 up here to this PVC electrical box. So that'll give us a place to mount our battery as well as put our electronics in here much easier. And then we also made the handle a little bit longer. And then a dual head, so we have that down there. But so for cuts, we have this piece, our steering column is 24 inches. This part that goes in the frame is 12. 2 pieces at 4. One at 6.5 and one at 3.5. And I don't think anybody wants me to show the entire glue up on this, so alright, now that we have all of our pieces and parts glued up, we can start drilling our holes where we're going to have the non-glued up parts. So we'll start down here at the bottom, and we'll just and we can line this up. Yep, that looks good. We will come back through and countersink these then. We just really want to lock it in place. And then this will slide there. Our motor mount will go there for the dual head motor. And that is our new style steering apparatus. Should work pretty good. Again, we're going to add just in this neoprene adhesive strips here just to kind of cover up the screws, as well as add some stickiness to the tube, kind of keep it from sliding around a bit. Alright, I didn't realize that the camera drifted down, so you guys didn't see any of that. But basically, we got the motors mounted, and we're just going to open up a hole in the back. Alright, now we're just going to try to slide these wires all the way up through the column there. Alright, you can see we have all of our wires ran through here, and we have our push button set through there. Now we can start re-hooking up our ESC. Alright, so after bench testing this, everything worked great, and then I went to wire everything through here, and I had forgotten to, one, unplug the battery or turn the switch off, and two of these connections arced, which then caused this ESC to pop, and then this one here burst into flames, at which point this motor here just started pouring off smoke. So, oops. But we do have two new ESCs, so we're going to rewire these, and hopefully this motor is not burned up, but it might be. So let's switch over the connections and check out our motors, see if they work or not. Both of our new ESCs are wired up, and we're ready to give this a test. Switch it on, and sounds good. No smoking on the motors. ESCs are cold, so we're good. Let's continue wiring this. Good enough. Just slide this and fill in the inside with hot glue. Alright, now that our cap is dry, we can push that on, drive in a couple of screws just to hold it. This is the tricky part, is trying to get all these wires back in here. I'm gonna fiddle with this and then cut back to you. Alright, I think that's good. Let's test it out. Smell any burning of electronics. So awesome. Let's remember to turn it off this time, and we can start adding our strap on that. So I think what we're going to do is the same style of strap as the last time. That worked really well. So alright, just like before, we don't need these ends on here, so we are just gonna delete them. Then we're just gonna screw this into the top section there, just like before. And we'll just add another one for good measure. Repeat the process on the other end of this strap, and then trim down later what we don't actually need. We have the double motor finished up, and you know, I'm pretty happy with it. I like the improvements on this one over the original that we built. I mean, the original works just fine. But this one has twice the power, and it uses all PVC instead of the wood, so that makes it assembling it a little bit easier, as well as housing all the electronics in here. That makes it a lot easier to assemble than trying to slide them in the tube. But made this handle a little bit longer. Overall, you know, I'm pretty happy with both of them. But now that we have two, I mean, the next thing to do really is just I'll race them. So stay tuned, and that's what we're gonna do.